All right. Right now we're going to talk about how to look at some of the cooler features of Google Docs Suite. So I'm going to create a new document, and for this purposes of this video, I'm going to look at Google Slides. Google Docs, almost everything you do is just like Microsoft Word. So there's some neat things that we can look at with slides. And this currently I have a shared folder, so that was what that little note was about. So here we have our Google slide. It is pretty basic, so if you're familiar with PowerPoint, it's pretty much the same. We've got some templates here from Google, and if you are like me, these are pretty boring. So you can, if you have a separate presentation somewhere else in your Google Drive, you can use that. Or, my favorite, if you go to slidescarnival.com, it links up with your Google Drive, and you can use all these great free templates. And the only thing they ask is that you use their credit slide. So just give them credit at the very end. You can search by different types of slides. So we've got some neat slides here. Yeah. This is one I really like. If you click on the slide template, you can see and preview the different templates and the different pages, which is pretty cool. And then you can just click here to use the presentation template, and it will take you to the Google Doc. Or as soon as this is done loading, we can make a copy. I'm going to click File and make a copy. And here I have copy of Eleanor, and Eleanor is the template. And this, what pops up next, is the editable document that I can now use in my presentation. Here we have all of our different templates, and you can duplicate them as you'd like. So that's what I'm going to show you next. If you have a slide title or a slide that you really like I tend to really enjoy these big concept titles, you can right-click, or if you're on your Chromebook, you can two-finger click and click duplicate the slide. That way you can have multiple, and you can just edit as you need to. You can also right-click and you can apply the different layouts. So you can click here and see the different layouts that are present in the template. Obviously, you can change the theme, you can choose the background color. What's really cool about the Slides Carnival is if you scroll down to the very bottom, you can see this neat little slide that tells you the numbers of the colors, so that way you can make sure to get the exact same color. But what I noticed is that if you click on the words and you copy, you highlight it, and you go to change the text color, the colors pop up down here in the custom box. So it makes it incredibly easy to make sure and choose the right color. So there we go. We can do that. And then they also have these little icons that, again, you can change the color. They're completely editable. You can copy them, paste them anywhere in your document. So you'll probably see a lot of those this week as you look at these different slideshows for the different Google apps. That's not the right one. Here we have just our regular presentation. You can see there's lots of options. You can add shapes and lines. And the cool thing about Google Apps and the Google Docs Suite are the comments. You can open up the comments and click here to add a comment. So right now, this whole entire slide is highlighted. So I'm making a comment that says you need to add a background to your slide to get your audience's attention. And then comment. And here we have the comment. Now, if I shared this document with my students, I could encourage them to add a background to the slide so that their audience is drawn into the presentation. And once the student changes the background, I can click here. We can make it, maybe just make it a solid color background. And the child can reply, say, okay, thanks. They can reply. You can have a dialogue back and forth that previously you maybe didn't have time to do. Or once they finally finished their presentation, they turned it in, it was done and done. So now you've got this dialogue that's going on while they're working, and the child can actually click here and click resolve once they've made that correction. Same goes for Google Docs. If you encourage them to punctuate, use capitalization, indent the paragraph, all of that, they can resolve. And type your title. And I can actually, if I highlight the word and click on comments, that draws my comment to this specific space. So not to the slide as a whole, but to this specific space. So you can say, try to come up with a more exciting title and comment. So now the child knows when they click and kind of hover over the comment, it'll show them what the comment is attached to. All right, and that's really the basic for all of these basic thing you need to know for all of these Google apps. So if you're at all familiar with Microsoft Office, a lot of this is going to be similar. You might find a handful of things that aren't quite the same, but that's okay. There is a cool spelling and research feature that I'm going to cover in another video.